Hello, my name is James, and I am not a financial advisor. Remember, you are always responsible for your own money. I just wanted to tell you just a little bit about my situation. Um, I started thinking about retirement, and I looked into my bank account, and I only had $10,000. And I know in some cases, $10,000 is a lot of money, but when you're talking about retirement, it is not. It is very little money. So I knew right then and there that I had to find another way, or I was going to be working until I'm 70. Okay. Um, Now, I first purchased my first stock September 3rd, 2020. So a little less than 5 months ago. And the only reason why I got into the stock market actually is because my son, thank God, came to me and said, Dad, I want to be an investor. Okay. And that's what I want to do with my life. And I started giving him advice. I started telling him what to do, what not to do. And then I realized, wait a minute, how can I give him advice when I don't know what the heck I'm talking about? So right then and there, I took a 10-week I'm sorry, I wish it was 10 weeks. It was a 10-day vacation. So I took a 10-day vacation and I started learning about the stock market. So day and night, I did nothing but actually learn about the stock market. And then actually every day since then, every time I come home from work, whatever I'm doing on the weekend, I still study the stock market. And so I can show you what I've been able to accomplish thus far in about, like I said, in a few days it'll be 5 months. So let's just call it 5 months. Okay. So since we don't have a 5 month tag here, I got you out here on a year. So this is $53,000, but that's really, even though it's fantastic to me, I can't believe it. It's not the real important numbers. The two important numbers are the ones below it here, where you see where it's 38,000, almost $39,000. That is how much I have made so far. And trust me, I keep pinching myself. I keep taking screenshots. Like I can't believe it. Okay. And the other number here is 271%. Um, what that means is 271% return on my money, on my investment. So what I did was I've put so far in $14,000, and you see that you might as well call it $39,000 is what I've made. So that's about $14,000 that I've put in, and I've made $39,000 in less than 5 months. So what I want to do is to be able to take this channel and actually show you guys like how I've done it. And because I honestly believe, of course, I know it's cliche, but I believe anybody can come in and have these type of gains. Now, let's put this two, 271 percent in perspective, because the rule is normally when you invest in, if you can get a 10% return on your investment, then that's a good investment. If you can get 20%, that's even better. But if you can get 50% return on your investment, that's absolutely fantastic. Okay. So just imagine if you invested $10,000 into something and you got $15,000 back. Oh man, you would be, yeah, ecstatic about it. And so just imagine how I feel with 271% return on my investment. And I'm not the only one that's out there doing these type of numbers. There's people out there who's 300, 400, 500% return on that money. And I believe that everybody should be in the stock market. I believe that anybody can come in and have some really good gains. I think the key is one of the key things is that you have to understand the stock market. Okay. And that's where I'm going to help you, because on this channel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take sports similarities and show you that you actually know more about the stock market than you think you do. Okay. I'm going to use those similarities to get you to understand the stock market quicker, a lot quicker than I did, because the quicker you can actually understand, the quicker you can start having gains. You can actually start making money. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you just how simple it is to understand the stock market using sports analogies right after this. But first, I just want to talk about the excuses that people make when you ask them if they're in the stock market or they have they purchased stocks before. And I always hear that, oh, that's just too confusing, man. It's really over my head. Or I hear, I lost money one time buying stocks and I'll never do that again. I hear some people saying, "Hey, that's a rich people game, James. I don't have the money to get involved in that." Or, I'm broke. I can't invest in anything. But the funny thing is, some of the people who say they broke, you look down at their shoes and they're wearing Jordans. They cost anywhere from 120 to 250, 300, and they say that they're broke. You also hear, one of these days, one day, James, I'm gonna get involved. I've always wanted to learn, but I just never had opportunity, or it just I don't know. One of these days, man. And I can tell you right now that one day never ever comes. The truth is, people don't buy stocks because they truly don't understand them. I'm going to show you that if you understand sports, then you already know more about stocks than you realize. There are a lot of similarities between stocks and sports. And once I, could see those, the light went off and I started really making money then. For instance, when you're scouting a team, you're looking for their strengths and their weaknesses. Who's leading the team? I mean, who's the coach? Who are the captains on the field or the court? You're looking for their record and their stats. Well, when you're researching a company, you're looking for the exact same thing. You're looking for its strengths and its weaknesses. Who's leading the company? Who's the CEO? And how much experience do they have? And do they have enough experience to take this company to the next level? You're looking for their record. That's the company's past performance. Their stats, well, that's the company's finances. If an NFL team was 12 and 0, they would have a great record. If a company has increased its revenue by 20% over the last 5 years, then they have a great record. But wait, you have to dig just a little bit deeper. If a team with a 12 and 0 record, but their starting quarterback and two of their starting offensive line are hurt, are they still a great team? Well, if a company with a great record, but they have an insurmountable amount of debt, then are they still a great company? Now, I don't want to overwhelm you, but I want you to know that there's just a little bit more to it when you're digging into a company's financials. If you're interested, I have a video on how to look at a company's financials. I'll post that below. Right now, I just want you to understand that you need to get enough information about a company so that you feel it's a good idea to purchase their stocks. Here's another thing that sports and stocks have in common. We have those disruptive growth stocks. You have disruptive players that change the game. Well, in stocks, it's like Tesla, Neo, Lemonade, Beyond Meat, Shopify, Zillow, Square. In sports, you're looking at people like Tom Brady, who's actually having an outstanding year, who's 43 years old. And guess what? No one will ever question if a quarterback can play past 40. He has changed that narrative forever. You got Michael Jordan, who made basketball popular all around the world. And no matter if you love him or you hate him, or if you think he's a GOAT or you think he's not the GOAT, the one thing that we all can agree on is that he took basketball to a whole new level. Let's look at something else. The S&P 500 is old reliable. It's an index compiled of the top 500 companies in the United States. Everybody's always comparing themselves to it, and everybody is always trying to beat it. The S&P always finds a way to win though and give you 7% to 32% return on your money, on your investment year after year after year. It's like they're always in the finals. What player does that sound like? You guessed it, LeBron James. I mean, if you placed a bet on if LeBron would get into the finals for the last decade, then you almost had a sure thing. Well, buying shares in the S&P 500 is the same thing. It's almost a sure thing. Now you also have almost a sure thing is the FANGs. The FANG is Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. So if you ever hear anybody talking about the FANG stocks, this is what they're talking about. And it's like someone asking you, who is your Mount Rushmore? And for those who don't know sports, when somebody asks you who's your Mount Rushmore, all they're asking is who is your top 5 in any given sport. Another almost sure thing is going and putting your money in an ETF, which is exchange traded fund. And it's just like having a fantasy football team or my team in Y2K. What they do is they choose all the best stocks and they put them on one team, and then you can purchase shares of that team. Man, you see all the similarities between stocks and sports? Well, I can tell you that there's a lot more, but for the sake of time on this video, I'm just going to give you one more. A SPAC company, SPAC. This is very, very hot right now, and they've been around forever, but 2020, they blew up, and 2021 is going to be no different. So you need to know what a SPAC company is. It is a special purpose acquisition company, and the company, what they do is they raise money for the sole purpose of purchasing another company. I want you to think of a SPAC company as a Mark Cuban. See, after he sold broadcast.com for $5.7 billion, he was like a blank check looking for a company to buy. He bought the Mavericks for $285 million, and then he invested heavily into the stadium, into leadership, and then he invested in players that he brought to the team to make it successful. Now the Mavs are worth over $2 billion. This is what a SPAC company dreams of accomplishing. So that's why on this channel, when I'm talking about SPAC companies, I'll be talking about the Mark Cuban, or this is the Mark Cuban. So by showing you all the similarities between stocks and sports, I hope that you're more comfortable and confident about starting to buy stocks. If you want to know how to purchase a stock, please click the video right here or in the description below. There's a couple of more things that you need to know in order to be successful. One of the things is please make sure that you do not put any money into the stock market that you're not willing to lose. The second thing is really, really important is how you act on what we call a red day. Okay, stocks don't just go up and up and up and up. There's days when they go down and down and down. Okay, how you react when they're going down is what's going to make you successful or not. You see, when your stock goes down, you need to make sure that you have conviction in that stock. That's why you do all the research, so that you really believe in that company. So when that stock goes down, then you can purchase more shares to bring your average cost down. or also just to make sure you have more shares into that company. Just look at it like everything's on sale on a red day. It's like walking into Walmart and everything is on sale. If you have that mindset, that would be one of the things that will help you be successful. Okay? You need to know when to buy the dip, is what they call it. Another thing is that you need to make sure that whatever you do it on a consistent basis. In other words, if you can only invest $20 a week, that's okay, just as long as you do it consistently. If you have $100, $500, it doesn't matter what. You need to make sure that you do it on a consistent basis. Remember, everybody wants to be great, but nobody wants to be consistent. But only through consistency can there be greatness. If you've watched this video all the way through, then you are almost a Stock-lete. All you need to do now is hit that subscribe button for me and go kick that like button and then take a back and hit that bell. Okay, now you are officially a Stock-lete. Welcome to the team. Here on this channel, we're going to be teammates. And I know when you talk to anybody who used to be on the team, one of the things that they really miss about playing is their teammates and the camaraderie. And I hope to have that here on this channel. I want us to work together toward the championship. And you say, okay, championship, James, what is that? Well, the championship for me is to be able to retire financially free. And that's what I want for each and every one of my teammates, you guys. I want you to be able to retire financially free, debt free, with no worries. So that's what we're going to concentrate on this channel, is to get you there to the championship. Shout out to Rolando for helping out with the channel, and I sure appreciate it. I am a Stock-lete. See you on the next video. Peace.